Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So hey you guys, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Candace. I am a beauty lifestyle influencer here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I do cool story times and tutorials, and I give great advice just like the video you're about to watch right now. So if you're interested in the title, then keep on watching. Hey you guys, welcome back. You guys, I am literally on a roll, okay? Like I told you guys in my story time video, I had took some time off to just kind of like get things together in my life, but you guys, I couldn't leave y'all out there, you feel me, like that for too long without coming back with some, you know, great content. As you guys can see, I've been like putting the videos out there, okay? We've been rolling. So you guys, listen, when it comes to breakups, you guys, like I've done videos and tips and tricks on how to like get over breakups and stuff like that, but you know, I think it comes from a different place when you've actually been through like a real life, real deal like breakup, to the point where like, you know, you actually, what I'm saying is you have to go through it really before you can really like, you know, understand where somebody is coming from. And I just wanted to just, you know, talk to my sis out there, because, you know, I know a couple of y'all who have reached out before, you know, about breakups and about relationships, and, you know, generally my audience is, you know, in their 20s, so we're all dating, we're all trying to figure out life. So yeah, I've had some really like challenging breakups before. Like I've had, and I'm gonna just be really honest with you guys, because, you know, on my platform I like to keep it honest. I've been through breakups where like we wasn't even in a relationship. Like
what? Bro, what are you talking about?
We were literally just dealing with each other. As many of you guys can relate, like, you know, when you are distant from someone, or you stop talking to someone, or things just fall off, it can feel like a breakup whether y'all were together or not. And I have been through breakups where I was actually in a relationship, so I've honestly experienced a lot. I'm not gonna say I've experienced it all, because, you know, I haven't but I've experienced a lot. One thing I will say is, when you go through a breakup, I've noticed that like even myself, you know, women tend to find reasons as to why it didn't work on their behalf. Like, you know, they'll, well, was it me? Was it, you know, how I looked? Was it my body? Was I not keeping myself up? You know, did I have a bad attitude? Which you guys are definitely supposed to like self-reflect when you get out of relationships and in relationships. You're supposed to see if you were mentally there. But y'all, a lot of the times it don't even really be you. It really don't even be you. I'm gonna keep it honest, I'm gonna keep it funky. Like, it really doesn't. Sometimes you can be the toxic person, okay? I'm not saying that everyone is just exempt, but most of the time, y'all, I've learned it's really not even you. Just in my own personal experience, I've went through breakups where, you know, literally it was devastating, and I had to learn that not only was it wasn't devastating because I was just that in love with that person, but, you know, sometimes, you know, people have attachment issues, and I'm definitely one of them. I am in my healing process of that, but I definitely have real life attachment issues. So it didn't even have to really deal with the person, it just has to deal with me, myself, basically, is why like I would take the breakups, you know, so hard. But, you know, I realized that when you're dating, you cannot become so attached to people who are so temporary. You know what I'm saying? And you'll know when someone's not temporary and when they are. But honey, these men, let me tell you, they will literally, a man is gonna always go back to what he is used to, okay? So if you are a different caliber of a woman to a man who has never dealt with that type of woman before, he won't know what to do with you. You know what I'm saying? He won't know how to handle you. He won't know how to, you know, be there for your needs. He just won't know. And I'm not saying that he won't ever know, but, you know, some men have too much pride to kind of like, you know, to work on themselves to be a better man for you. When I say men go back to what they're used to, I mean, let's take for example somebody who, you know, grew up in a crazy poverty neighborhood, a neighborhood that just wasn't, you know, good, you know, a lot of violence, and then, you know, they become rich and they become famous. You know, Friday night they may be at the steakhouse, but you can guarantee Saturday evening they will be back at the rib shack. That's just facts. And again, this isn't for everybody. Some men just literally don't take the time out to realize what they have in front of them. So, you know, I want women to keep that in mind as well when you're self-reflecting. It's not always something you did, but sometimes other people are not in the same mental space to even comprehend the type of woman that you are. And you know, that's not to say that you're supposed to be so high and mighty and, you know what I'm saying, this perfect person, but honey, you know what I'm saying, most of the time if you're doing what you're supposed to do before you're getting in relationships and working on you, it wasn't you, it was them. To my young ladies though, when it comes to like being in relationships, I wouldn't even put too much on that. I really wish that when I was younger, like in my early 20s, I didn't put too much into a relationship. And I've noticed that, you know, growing up a lot of times, like that is like the biggest thing that little girls are kind of like taught, is like, you need a man, you need a husband, you need a boyfriend, you need to be married by this age, you need to have kids by this age. So it's kind of always implanted in the back of our minds that you need a man. So when you are of an age of an adult, you seek a man, and you're seeking qualities in a man as a husband at the age of 21, and these men, like, they're not there, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times that's how we end up with these huge heartbreaks, and you know what I'm saying, these big scandals and things that, you know, it's so hard for us to get over at the age of 21, because we're looking for something that a lot of men at that age just cannot produce. And that's nothing against them, but I really think that, like, you know, generationally in society, we need to not teach girls that. Like, we need to teach them, yes, you can have a husband, yes, it's great to have a partner, yes, it's great to have a spouse, but that shouldn't be like the goal, the end all to be all is like a man. I feel like breakups are just so hard because you've planned your whole life around a person. You mentally put in your mind that this is going to be your husband, this is going to be your everything, this is going to be the person you have kids with. You put so much on it, so when it doesn't happen that way, it's devastating, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why I feel like you really should take your time when it comes to just hopping like in relationships. Like, that's why in my last video, and if y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to go check it out. You know, I had got the question about, you know, are you in a relationship? And I put a lot of like, that relationship holds a lot of weight to me now as a 25-year-old than it ever did, because, you know, I'm not dating to play around. I'm dating, you know, to be married, to have a partner. Not to say that that is my sole purpose, you know, in life, is to have a man. But if I'm going to be in a relationship with you and I'm going to like date you, it's because I see potential in you. So, you know, when I'm talking to people or I'm dealing with men, I am very, very clear about the things that I want and the things that I will not tolerate. I never used to be that way. When I was younger, you guys, I never used to be that way. Like, I've always stood up for myself, but I've never been like I've always just kind of like gone with the flow with guys. And I think that that's just like the worst thing that you can do, is just like go with the flow. Because honey, if the flow is not flowing the way you want it to flow, then, you know, underground you will go. Okay, so yeah, I'm very like, you know, this is what I want, this is what I don't. And you know, I feel like some people think that by telling somebody that, it's gonna scare them off, which I don't think it will scare someone off, but at least you'll kind of weed out the guys who are not serious before you decide to get serious with them, if that makes any sense. So yeah, you guys, when it comes to dating, and I talk about this a lot like on my platform, I definitely try to be like an open book. Like I said, I don't see myself ever, well, like I said, like I'm not one to just kind of like publicize everybody who I'm talking to or who I'm dating, but you know, going through the trials and tribulations of dating, I definitely do like to share that on my platform, because I know we all going through the same thing. Like, I know it, you know, like, so that's why I do like to like come in and like check in and like, you know, talk to you guys, and you know, because it's a lot working on yourself, and then working on yourself to be with a man and to be good enough for a man, and you know, to be a wife, to be a mom. You know, I actually just posted something the other day on my Instagram story about basically like being a mom or giving your children a childhood that they don't have to heal from. You know, I don't want to create a traumatizing or toxic environment for my kids, because I feel like it's just been generations of that, and you know, that holds a lot of weight. And I think people forget that, like, you're so focused on being, you know, a great girlfriend and a great wife, and you want to give your man children, but like, girl, are you gonna be a good mom? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a lot that goes into it. But I feel like that's when you start to like tap into like who you are, like, you know, as a woman. Like, you know, I feel like that's when you really start to just, you know, do research and just figure out what works for you. What type of woman are you? What type of mom will you be? What type of wife will you be? What is going to be, you know, how are you going to not forget about yourself and keep yourself, you know, and not let her go, you know, because I feel like when you get in relationships, a lot of times people let themselves go, but that's another video. But yeah, that's like a huge, you know, balance. So saying that to say, when you put all of those things into perspective, you know, breakups are not that bad, because it's just like, if you can't be with someone who is not on that same level as you and has all of those things in perspective as you as well, then you don't need them. You don't. Like, y'all, it's crazy because my last little breakup, it broke my little heart. It broke my heart. I kid y'all not. Like, my heart was broken. Okay, it was broken. And like I said, I started to think about all the things that, you know, I did wrong or could have done wrong, and there were things that I did do wrong. You know, I started to look at myself like, wow, like, you know, did I not meet the standard? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not like, it's just all these things I just started to think of. And I've noticed, me personally, you guys, like, when it comes to dating, I have a hard time dating sometimes, because, you know, men, they always kind of like, and y'all may be able to relate as well, but you know, men see social media, they see your Instagram, they see your Twitter, they see whatever, and sometimes that can be intimidating for men. Not all men, but like, I've come across a couple who have been like intimidated by, you know, your presence. It doesn't mean that you're on social media showing your butt or, you know, looking provocative, but it's just like, this can be intimidating. I just could never wrap my mind around that until I actually went through the process of, you know, kind of breaking up with someone and them going back to what they were used to. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, honey, if you are I'm not gonna say that, but there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like, you have to really be confident within yourself and like sure of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, breakups can literally make you look at yourself in a whole nother way that you never looked at yourself before, just because this person decided not to be with you no more. Yeah, it was really devastating. It was really hard for me. Like, that one was really hard for me to just like remove myself from. Like, y'all, ask my best friend. Like, it was really hard, because like, I liked him so much. Like, I liked him so much, and I just couldn't understand why he didn't like me back. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't understand why I wasn't enough for him. I couldn't understand why he just wouldn't let himself love me. I couldn't understand why he just, you know, wouldn't just try to just, you know, be with me. And he just like never did. And you know, and it's crazy because even so to this day, those type of men, they always stick around. You know, they always continuously follow you on social media. They'll pop up, they'll like pictures, they'll send you random messages. Oh, you look so but it's like, when you had me, you didn't know what to do with me, and now that I'm gone, you want to pop back up on the scene. You know, it's just so much toxicity. okay? But again, like I said, you have to really elevate and grow from that. Like that type of behavior, y'all, is just not. If you got somebody who was dealing with you and decided they didn't want to deal with you and they move on, and then whatever, because 9 times out of 10 when they move on, whatever they moved on to didn't work out, so then they're gonna come trying to backtrack to you. So don't be letting them come back and backtrack to you, honey. You are not a backtracker, okay? I love Target, but you are not the up and up brand, sweetie, okay? Don't let nobody try to come back and backtrack on what they, you know, no, you keep the same energy. You know, if you let somebody do that, they'll walk all over you. You know, as hard as breakups can be, when somebody decides and makes a decision to choose someone else before you, whether it's themselves or someone else, you have to be okay with that and you have to move on. You absolutely have to. There is no, okay, well, let me just leave the door open and see if they come back, because they will always come back. They will always come back. Like, there's not one man that I've ever dealt with on a serious level or just talking level that hasn't come back. Not one. And that's not me being cocky. That's not me being high and mighty, but it's just the truth. They always come back, and that's not something that I'm proud of, because at the end of the day, why in your mind do you think that if you decide that you don't want to mess with me anymore and you wake up with a different mindset and decide that you messed up, why do you think that I'm gonna be still here waiting on you? Like, you made your decision and I was forced to make mine, so now I'm gonna play my hand like you played yours. But that's all I have to say about that, you guys. I just wanted to come and, you know, have a little chit chat, you know what I'm saying, about that, because, you know, we talk about these things on my channel, okay? If you guys are new on my channel, watch the old videos. We be having chit chats. We be talking about relationships, love, life, and all these things. So yeah, I just wanted to come and, you know, spill a little bit of knowledge, aka a little bit of tea. But thank you guys so much for watching. You guys make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. We are on the road to 400 subscribers, so yeah, y'all share this video, tell a friend, like the video, comment, interact with me. I'm right here, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.